Do you like women's sports? Sports across the gender spectrum? How about you're sick of men's sports? Well, that's what we're here to talk about.
On this show, we work to level the sports coverage across the gender spectrum.
Welcome to Balance Sports.
I'm Hunter.
I'm Jewelz.
Let's get into it. Welcome back to Balance Sports. I'm Hunter.
I'm Jewelz. The All-Star Game.
All the stars were not there because Diana Taurasi was home. Vanessa, I hope you had a great break, sweetie.
There was another All-Star who was not there, Brittany Griner. She's being wrongfully detained in Russia. And midweek last week, she pled guilty to the charges.
You know, for the people that haven't been following this case, pleading guilty doesn't necessarily mean she's not saying, like, I really did this. It's more just kind of a systematic approach, I guess, based on how Russian is going to handle her. A lot of people are like, it's in her best interest to plead guilty anyway. So would like to just say that for those people maybe out there that aren't aware of that.
It's a tactic.
Tactic.
It would have been more difficult had they been like, not guilty. Now it's like,
arguably harder to get her home if she tries to have a whole trial and fights him and says, I'm not guilty. And I was reading a lot of things that were like, their court system doesn't like to be made to look like they did something wrong from the jump. So even her saying, no, I'd like a trial, they're like, we said what we said, which is just messed up. That's not how trial should be ran.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that President Biden said he this week publicly, you know, spoke with her family, is doing things.
Wrote her a letter back too. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know, we just hope that things are progressing forward and moving in that way. That I feel like there has been a lot of attention on her lately with the All-Star game. Everyone wore her number in the second half as much as I'm guessing these people like can and do. So yeah, we just continue our thoughts with BG and hope she's home sooner rather than later, much sooner.
Much sooner. Sticking with the All-Star game, let's start with the skills competition on Saturday.
They released this info on Friday, WNBA. Y'all have known about this All-Star game for a minute. Tell me how y'all waited till the day before. You know what it was on? What channel the All-Star and three-board contest was airing on?
No, I don't.
ESPNU.
Wow.
The WNBA ain't no university.
The disrespect.
I know several people that were on Twitter that were saying, I don't have this package. I can't even watch. Why does a league that makes you pay for a subscription on League Pass not put more shit on there?
That is where all the WNBA stuff should be. That is the point of the League Pass.
Everything. If you don't air that game live, you better be able to find some clips. And you can. I think you can watch the highlight clips, but give them some content on there. It was, I don't know.
Yeah.
Whatever. So skills competition.
The skills competition. Sabrina won the skills competition. Yay. Lobo did point out that she cheated, and she did. There's like a point where you passed the ball, and she took like 2 steps, and then, it was pretty obvious. I didn't enjoy the format of a superstar, all-star, and then somebody who I don't know being their teammate or someone who passes them the ball. It was just like, why am I looking at this person? I don't know who they are. So that wasn't as awesome for me. Who was the teammate?
They were from the USA national training program that were there, youth from the
So that makes
youth program.
I get it of hey, we're getting them excited, next generation type thing, but that's not what I want to see as a fan of the game. I'm here watching the All-Star games. I want to see stars. I want to see people who are actively in the league that I'm watching.
Yeah, 8 WNBA stars to be paired with 8 athletes from the Elite Youth Basketball League participating in the 2020 Nike Nationals. I'm still honestly mad that I can't tell you who competed in the skills competition, and some of that could just be the skills competition of everything that happens in the All-Star weekend is my least favorite. Some of it could be the fact that they released it the day before. And I just feel like you maybe don't know the day one of the league who the best skilled players are, but you've got an idea. It's going to be some point guards and some other. Courtney Vandersloot, I'm guessing she was probably in it. She seems like somebody that's super skilled because Sabrina's in it and she's very skilled in these ways. You just have to do more to get these things out.
Yeah.
A day before. If your loyal fans are having a hard time getting and gaining access to these things, how are you supposed to bring in new audiences and continue to grow it? Congratulations, Sabrina.
Let's move on to the 3-point contest.
Where we was wrong. You said, and I quote, "We would be fools not to pick the 3-time winner."
And guess what, we fools?
She won.
She
for
won.
fourth.
She won. Congratulations to Allie Quigley. Everyone should have seen this coming. We know y'all saw it coming. Doing what she did, 30 points, which is, I think, a record or something like that. She was hooping. Just, oh my goodness. And Candace Parker's reaction to her wearing the DePaul, like, she was the best hype woman ever. Like,
Definitely.
You want that as your teammate.
There should just be a video following Candace at events like this. And you were actually saying it before you were saying it earlier, but one of my favorite things of the entire weekend, we'll probably get to it more, is just the players' access and them posting more and being so fun. I think we talk all the time that we want to see more players and their personalities in the league highlight people, and I do feel like we got to see and hear a lot of behind the scenes from a variety of players at these events. That was really fun to me.
Yes, we're gonna skip right over 3-point contest. We were wrong. Moving on.
But shout out to Ariel Atkins. Ariel Atkins got second. She looked really good. I believe it was her first time competing in this, and my thought was when Allie Quigley finally retires this year and lets the other girls have a couple crumbs, Ariel Atkins just looked poised. She's such an all-star. I'm a big fan of hers.
For me, like, my number one favorite thing about All-Star Weekend was the players having their phones on the bench. Like, Enrique would miss a 3 and then immediately tweet, "I'm gonna get the next one," or "I thought I was gonna make that one," or like she kept trying to hit the 4-point line, which was like my number 2 favorite thing, was having a 4-point spot for players to go, get those extra points. I believe JJ hit 2 4 points and Sabrina hit 1. So I was like, oh, could this possibly be a thing coming down the pipeline later on?
That would be really fun. Who would I wonder who would just start hitting them the most consistently. I feel like Kelsey.
I feel like Sabrina.
Really?
I feel like she would develop her range and
But hey.
Players
were hilarious online. Asia Wilson tweeted to Kelsey Plum, "Kelsey didn't have a great shooting performance in the 3-point shooting contest." Asia tweeted, "When Becky Hammond said brick by brick, I don't think she meant this, Kelsey. Good job though, sweetie. We know you'll be back." Twitter was just very fun in that way.
Yes.
You know what we have to talk about in the games, the dunks that happened. Sylvia freaking Fowles in her final season, getting that steal and then dunking. I just was shocked. How old is she? That was so impressive to me. Period.
Yes, that was so fun. That was so fun.
And she was like, I feel like Sylvia is someone that kind of stays like pretty business-like, doesn't show a ton of emotion one way or another.
Oh, you don't think so?
I don't think a ton.
Okay.
And maybe I'm unfairly comparing her to people like Skylar Diggins Smith who be showing all the emotions, honey. I loved how hyped she got. Everyone was screaming and jumping, even the other All-Star team. That was just so cool. NECA also went up for it, but Sylvia's was, to me, the moment of the All-Star game. That was just so rad. This game was her moment. I didn't see much from Sue. I don't know what was Sue out there breaking ankles.
She was not.
Shooting 3s or 4s?
Nope. She was on the court. Sue had a fine game. Sylvia had the moment of the game, and it was really fun. It was a very, very fun dunk, and just like, oh my God, look at Syl getting up there still at that age. And that was really cool.
That was awesome. Kelsey Plum, she got dropped by Enrique, which I kind of loved that too. I like that she was playing defense in an All-Star game.
There were moments when defense was played, and I was like, it's not as entertaining even because they're not playing defense. So when they did have moments of that, I was like, oh, okay, yeah. Make it hard for them to make that 3,
Exactly. But, Kelsey Plum scored 30 points. She got the MVP. So congrats to Kelsey Plum on the All-Star Game MVP. Another accolade to add to her very, very big trophy case.
Yeah, her growing awards. And she did say at the end of it, I think with, our good friend Holly, that all of this is great. It means nothing if they don't get the championship. So, speaking of awards, shall we get into our predictions for the major awards?
Let's do it. We're past the midway point in the season. Man, it's just going to fly by now. So we're going to just talk about some of the main awards. We'll get into maybe first and second team all WNBA later on. But for now, we're going to be covering most improved player, where you're going to be doing the defensive player of the year, rookie of the year, league MVP, and then the sixth woman of the league.
Okay. You want to start with most improved?
Let's do it. I was between three players for my most improved player. Okay. I was between Jackie Young, Ezi Magbagor, and Sabrina Ionescu. And I'm landing on Sabrina.
Ooh, say more.
So Sabrina's all those players, obviously, to be most improved, your statistics got to be doing better, honey. To me, right now, it feels between Ezi and Sabrina, because I feel like across the board it sleeps. And no offense to Jackie, she's had an incredible year, but I think if the race is that close, which I feel it is now, that you got to start looking at these other kind of different things. Sabrina's had a fantastic year. She's an all-star. Ezi is leading the league in blocks per game. I'm going to go with Sabrina here, though. I just feel like she is single-handedly carry that team on her back. And not that she was bad in her other years, but I think we've talked about it on here. Is she going to be that player we thought she was from college? And I feel like she's proving this year I am an all-star, and has made that leap from just like a good, solid, like rookie or younger WNBA player to like, oh shit, this player, we got to build everything around to guard her.
You make a good case. You make a good case. You make a very, very good case. Mine's more biased. Ezi, because I don't think she'll get Defensive Player of the Year.
And you have to give her an award.
I do have to give her an award.
The way that our show is set up, as the president of the Ezi Stan Club. Well, that's for our Ezi award later. We have an award just for that.
This is the Ezi award. It goes to Ezi. I know her numbers are good. I know, Coach was, she's having most improved numbers, maybe Defensive Player of the Year kind of numbers. I'm going to go with Ezi, most improved. I think the leap that she made is huge. I think Sabrina, you're expected to do that. Like, Sabrina was the number one pick her year and then got injured. Like, she's doing what she's supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
So I'm giving it to Ezi. I think she made a bigger leap of like, oh, hey, you're coming along like maybe we didn't expect you to.
She is averaging almost double the minutes per game, Ezi. So she was playing 15.2 last year. She's playing 28.7. So across the board, her averages have gone up. She's shooting more threes this year. Her field goal percentage has gone up 5 points. She's shooting the three from 39%. Oh, also, Ezi started 3 entire games all of last season. She has started 20 of 20 games this season. Of 20 of 20 games, I guess she's been available. Wasn't she out a couple?
She had COVID for 2, I think.
Well, that's not right. WNBA, fix it, baby. 18 of 20. She wasn't even there for 2. All right, Ezi and Sabrina for this one. Love it. These are going to be great. We sent out a little survey to a couple different fans. Do you want to know who they think the most improved player should be?
Tell us. They
have it exactly split down the middle.
Really?
They do. 25, 25, 25.
Look at that.
Jess Shepard, someone said. Great. She's been hooping. Sabrina, Cheyenne Parker, and Ezi. No love for Jackie Young on this show. Wow. We need some more girlies in Vegas. If you love to respond to emails that are sent out incorrectly and you reside in Vegas, like, subscribe, comment. Defensive Player of the Year. I mean, we've already talked about a couple of the candidates here. Ezi Magbagor leading the league in blocks. Brianna Stewart on the same team leading the league in steals per game.
I'm going to go with Stewie.
I am too. I'm not even going to try to battle. Ezi's been playing great in defensive stopper. Should we have to feel like, literally, pun intended, has her hands on every part of the game?
Yes. She's just affecting the game in such a way that, like, it's her. It seems really like the amount of scheming and planning that teams need to do for Brianna Stewart is just on a different level.
Yeah, and one of the articles we kind of researched to do some work for this, it said that her wins above replacement, I know on the defensive side of the ball, was tops of the league. It's going to be Stewie.
Yeah. Yep.
Everyone on the Defensive Player of the Year said Alyssa Thomas.
Are you doubting yourself?
No. It's Stewie. Y'all are wrong.
We wouldn't know anything about being wrong, so.
We wouldn't know. Rookie of the Year is pretty straightforward. 1, 2, 3.
Ryan Howard, yes.
What I love, though, is that I think Nalissa Smith and Shakira Austin, I'm going to say in any other year would probably be a front runner, and Ryan Howard's that good. Do you know what I mean? I think it's really cool that we have 3 rookies this year.
Disrespecting all the other rookies. Go ahead, keep going.
This rookie class is incredible. I'm saying these are the facts. This is not my interpretation, but last year's rookie class, it came down to Michaela Onyewiere winning the award. I believe she had like 6 points per game, which is more than I've averaged in the W, I can tell you right now. But I just feel like these rookies this year are getting a ton of playing time. They elevated.
Yes.
They're really hooping. They're making huge impacts on these teams that they're on.
Yeah, they are real big cornerstones, or like big pieces that other teams have to plan for, and that things are already starting to be built around. So yeah, they are the point person. Alyssa Smith, Ryan Howard.
All right, finally, the award we've all been waiting for, GM of the year. Okay, who's your MVP? We've already talked about this multiple times. We seem to be fighting over Stewie and Asia.
I am holding strong with the Team Wilson was the winner of the All-Star game. Team Wilson is my MVP in my heart.
Let's see, 50% of our viewers also thought that it was going to be Asia Wilson. I feel like I would go with Stewie today. If you're in the running for Defensive Player of the Year, you're leading the league with points per game and all these efficiency statistics, it just feels like her. On that note, I retweeted, I believe, or liked a tweet where someone was asking her about her shoe, and she really broke it down. She goes, and then I had to give a nod to the storm with these. And I just thought that was an interesting way to phrase that, a nod to the storm, because we were like, oh, this is storm colors. Maybe she's staying. And that just made it feel more like I recognized it. I gave them their flowers. And now I'll be having a new color palette of that shoe on my new team next year. I don't know this. When we saw that shoe in my mind, I was like, oh, she's staying. And then the way she said that, I was like, nothing's in writing.
I gave you 5 years, got you a championship. Here's your little shoe. Bye.
I believe that Puma had a whole event for her at this All-Star weekend for her shoe. Wow. That looked really cool. I was hearing that she was flown out by Puma after her game.
Oh, yes. Okay, so I saw an athlete, showing themselves in the airport, or in the plane. It was a regular plane that I've been on. And then Stewie, it was like she's showing the side of the plane. It's
on that Jack Harlow plane.
And you're like, she's having a different experience. Mm-hmm. Yeah, she had a nice private plane send her on out to Chicago.
She got that Puma money. Speaking of private planes, there was an announcement this week about the WNBA finals that they will be flown privately.
Yay! Love to see it.
So let's extend the games to 7. Honestly, I would like, why don't you do it?
Well, what's the problem now?
And now we do it. We said that they shouldn't do it until the flights have resolved. Boom, fix it. Let's jump those games right up to 7. Would you prefer to see a 7-game series, or are you good with the 5-game series that there are now?
With accommodations, I think 7. I think,
Who doesn't want more basketball?
Who doesn't want more basketball? So yeah, I would prefer a 7-game series in the event that private planes. Ooh, look, private planes, let's go. So yeah, 6th Woman of the Year goes to me. I don't know if you know, but I asked a couple questions about fashion and music choices, and that really got in their head. And like,
sometimes if you aren't given the right question before the game, you'll go into that game all kinds of wonky.
What am I doing?
It's up to us to get them in the right mental space.
And we do our job well.
Coach, based on this outfit tonight, will you be winning? It's going to be Tina Charles. I'm kidding. It's not. She has not come off the bench enough. I'm going to be really honest here. Okay. 6th Woman of the Year to me is a feeling. It's an essence.
Okay.
And I'm going with Azare. Azare Stevens, I think the way I'm objectively looking at this right now is like, which 6th person off the bench would I, like, hoops?
Yeah.
Or who could be plugged in easily as a starter? And I just feel like she gives you a ton. Again, I don't know if her statistics are actually leading this category. People drag me. I really like Azare.
So it's Brianna Jones for me.
The 6th Brianna Jones of the Year award.
Yeah.
2021 Most Improved Player. 2021 All-Star. She was an All-Star this year as a bench player. That's pretty nice.
Tuesday, We back in action at the W's.
Seattle versus Dallas. First game off of the All-Star break. Enrique was looking good. You ready?
I'm totally ready.
1, 2, 3, Storm. Thanks, Dallas. Las Vegas Aces versus the New York Liberty. Aces.
I love that we keep riding with the Aces and watch if they
If they lose this one, I'm gonna have to start changing some things.
This is the game. This is it.
This felt. I agree. They were playing in New York, so I'm like, oh, Vegas. This feels like a trap again, honey. Don't make me wrong for this. Next, we have Atlanta versus Chicago. Chicago. Phoenix versus Minnesota. Lynx. And then you've got the Mystics versus the Sparks.
Mystics.
The Connecticut Sun versus the Indiana Fever.
Sun.
Thanks. Thursday, another heavy slate of games with 4. We have Chicago Sky versus the Los Angeles Sparks.
Sky.
Next, we will have another Las Vegas Aces versus New York Liberty. Aces.
I think they're going to drop one. I do.
I do too, but I couldn't. I still went with Aces. We will have the Dallas Wings versus Minnesota Lynx.
Wings.
I think the Lynx are about to do some things.
You think so?
Clearly, because I voted for them twice. I have to think that now.
In Aerial Powers, he trusts.
Okay, the Phoenix Mercury will be taking on the Washington Mystics.
Okay. Mercury.
Mystics. On Friday, we have Minnesota Lynx taking on the Indiana Fever. Lynx. I have Lynx winning 3 games this week. Minnesota, don't let me down.
Oh my goodness gracious.
I've never. Maybe it was just seeing so much wholesome content of Nafisa Collier with her baby.
Did you hear she wants to come back? Like she wants to to play one more time with Sil. Like if
she was incredibly vocal that I'm gonna do everything in my power to get back before the end of the season to play one game with Sylvia.
Yeah.
Like I don't care if it's the last game of the season, and I'll step on that court to say I did it. I think that's really cool.
I do too. I hope she can do it. I also hope she doesn't push herself. Like
I agree.
That's a trauma to the body.
I was watching her. This is gonna just sound goofy, but I think this is a funny thing of parenting that I'll never experience. And she had her baby in her was holding her baby. She was right off the bench, so they weren't even showing her. She was just in the background, and she had the pacifier in her mouth while she was holding the baby. That always makes me laugh. Like an adult baby. That's how it looks. Next, you've got the Connecticut Sun versus the Atlanta Dream.
Yep.
Sun. And then you've got Chicago Sky versus the Dallas Wings.
Sky.
I don't think I've picked Wings once this week. Sometimes it just be like that. And then on Sunday, another full slate of games. Are you ready?
I am ready.
You've got the Las Vegas Aces taking on Connecticut Sun.
Ooh, that's going to be a good game.
Really good game.
A really good game.
Aces. Wow. I hate us. Minnesota Lynx taking on the Washington Mystics. I think that's going to be the first game you lose next week, Minnesota.
That's
you better
what
be.
You said.
That's what I was today years old when I said Minnesota's going 3-1 after the break. Atlanta Dream, Phoenix Mercury.
Dream.
Whoa. We've got the Indiana Fever losing to Seattle Storm. Same with you?
Okay. Yeah.
Sorry, Indiana. You're doing great. It's a long season. And if it would have ended earlier, you would have had only 5 wins anyhow.
Stop.
You're right, Indiana. You're doing great. You're just young, and you're going to get there.
You are, just not this year.
Maybe some valuable trades. They've shown now. I'm so real. I think after the season,
They
Indiana,
blow it up?
Not blow it up. I think they should shop some of these rookies and be like, look how good you cannot have Jewelz. You can't have a team of 57 rookies and expect to make the playoffs. I think they've got to trade some of these girls. On the broadcast the other day, the team was talking about possibly trading Tiffany Mitchell because they've been giving so many rookies playing time. It's taking away from her. And I'm just at a point where I like Indiana. I like a lot of the players there. And if things ain't working, I'd love to see Tiffany Mitchell on a team where her contributions are going
to go somewhere.
God, that sounds terrible. Or going towards something. I think she could be an amazing player off a bench or like a 6th woman of the year. She's never going to get that there. And I just feel like if they traded some of these pieces to maybe, get some veterans that can come in and make a bit of a difference or get players that play slightly different. I think right now between their rookies and some of the people on their roster, it's very much the same. I think they could do they have some interesting pieces they could move around and maybe try to bring somebody in. But are you trying to move to Indiana if you're a WNBA superstar?
No. So after All-Star break, we're now moving to a draft. A three-person team. Draft me.
Draft.
From the drafters.
From the drafters! I like that. From the drafters.
Okay. From the drafters. What are we drafting? You know what? They just came back from All-Star break, so we're gonna go with best vacation spot. Where are you going? You got a 3-man draft, a 3-person draft,
3-place draft.
3-place draft, a three.
Am I going on vacation with someone? That's what I kept thinking. Yes. Period. Anywhere in the world.
Anywhere in the world. I mean, limits? I assume that's where the athletes are. Where would
they
you have
are
gone?
not going anywhere in the world. They are going anywhere that's like a 6-hour flight away. I doubt they were like, let's go over to Europe with my 24-hour vacation. For that reason, I think Hawaii from here would be amazing. Mm-hmm. If I'm an LA girly and I was not invited, welcomed to the All-Star game festivity weekend, I'd just hop on over there.
Okay.
Shorter flight from LA. You know, if you're a New York girly, you're thinking of something different.
Yeah.
Hawaii is going to be tops of my list. Beautiful.
Okay. That's great. That's a great selection. Have to consider. I'm going to go to the desert.
In the summer?
Okay, never mind. I'm going to go to Cabo. I'm going to go to Cabo. I'm going to go to Mexico, have my little drink by the water.
That is a really beautiful. Okay, so if I'm U.S. and I'm vacationing in the summer, I'm going to the mountains. I think I'm going up to Canada. And I'm doing some version of Canada for the summer. That would be my kind of vacation. You know, I'd be vacationing different than most folks. She needs a sweater. She needs coffee.
Wait, hold on. Is this a whole vacation or is this like an all-star break vacation we're doing?
This is all-star break vacation.
So
I'm vacationing during all-star break during summer. You know what I need in summer is cooler temperatures. So that's why I'm choosing the mountains. I know it's not for a lot of girlies. And I will fight or draft my mountains.
Okay, weekend getaway. We're going to pretend like I'm not on the West Coast. Maybe I play for Atlanta, and so I'm going to go to the Florida Keys. God, I don't want to go to Florida. Oh, God. No, I don't.
No one's forcing you to draft Florida.
I'm going to go to Vegas. I'm going to go to Vegas and have a good time.
What if you play in Vegas?
Yeah, well, you're so annoying. I know my role. I'm in the second unit.
So you had an all-star break.
I had an all-star break. I had a long all-star break. San Francisco. I'm going to go to San Francisco. I'm going to hang out in the Bay with friends and have a good time. I'm going to go to San Francisco.
Send Kathy a couple screenshots saying its stadium would look good over here. Or you just see different like advertisings or photos around the cities and you're like, what if this was our new logo for the team? Kathy, I'm already in San Fran. If you just want me to pop down some roots, I can do this. I'm here.
Scouting. What about you?
Scouting.
Last place.
Oh, I'm doing 3? I'm vacationing. It's sort of the Canada of it all, but I just got back from Colorado. Me loves Colorado. Mm-hmm. It's sunny. You've got the river there. You've got the mountains. You can float in the river down. Look, vacation hunter, mama, she chilling. I like a good hike, nice activity. People sparse. I don't need like big hustle bustle. I don't need like ton of, I don't need a lot of stimulation.
Yeah, no Vegas for you.
No Vegas for me.
My third pick is kind of going to be that I haven't been to Alaska. And so I think I would like to have a remote situation where it's like, just relax and get some nature. And so I think I'd like to take a little 4-day relaxation in the upper one.
That would be.
I don't know if they call themselves the upper one.
The upper one. I know. You heard it here first, folks. Put it on the bumper stickers. Alaska, the upper one.
The upper one, as they are the lower 48.
I believe that is what they call themselves, the upper one.
The upper one.
The only thing I'm thinking now is it's going to be really, really, really bright and sunny on your summer Alaska vacation, and you're trying to get an all-star break sleep. How are you going to do that in the sunny spot?
I'm going to deal with that. I want to go, and I've never been, and so that would be a nice little thing. I'm going to go regardless, have the melanin popping because the sun's always out. Yeah.
For Balanced Sports, I'm Hunter.
I'm Jewelz.
I don't know if we want to cut this or not because I know that some people may be up in this gig and I'm not trying to get canceled, honey. 1, 2, 3, missed
Mercury
it.
Grease. Do it again. It just came out so weird.
Never seen Buck miss threes like this. Get it together, honey. Get it together. Come on, KP. The money ball. Come on. Come on. Lighten up a little bit. Lighten up. You too tight. Yeah. Loosen up. Yeah. Ah, come on. Give me one. Give me money ball. Ah, get this one. Loosen up a little bit. Hey. All right, let's get to the money. Never seen Buck miss threes like this. Get it together, honey. Get it together.